It is a beautiful afternoon here in Daytona Beach, Florida, as we get set to throw the first green flag of the 2005 season on the ARCA RE/MAX Series. The Advanced Discount Auto Parts 200 just moments away from going green. Hi, everybody. I'm Sheheen alongside of Kenny Schrader and Dan Pardus, two drivers who have both taken the green flag here in this very event, their traditional season opener for the ARCA RE/MAX Series. Kenny, let's start with you. The ARCA RE/MAX Series now has a bunch of new young talent running basically NASCAR Nextel Cup R&D programs and some seasoned veterans. Who has the upper advantage here at Daytona?
Well, there's nothing like trying to overcome that experience. Having that experience is a tremendous advantage here. But when you're one of those kids that's shown a lot of talent and you're in an R&D car for a good top-notch Nextel Cup team, that's a huge advantage too. If your enthusiasm doesn't get the best of you. What's neat about this series is there's still guys that run a half a dozen races a year with their buddies, running the car out of their shop at the house, and you can come run this race. So that's what makes this series so appealing.
Dan, he mentioned enthusiasm. Obviously, we're here at Daytona, so much excitement. Are these guys more nervous and excited about the fact it's Daytona or just a season opener?
This is a Super Bowl of racing, as Kenny could tell you. Every race car driver dreams to come to Daytona and race at Daytona. When you come to here, you're fired up, a lot of energy. You just want to get in that thing and strap into that race car and run 180 miles around these high banks here at Daytona. But you have to be patiently aggressive, and that's what we're going to see here today. Hopefully, these drivers can use their head. A lot of good drivers with a lot of good race cars, like Kenny says. So hopefully they can all be patient and string out and be there at the end.
Arguably the best veteran in the field is the six-time champion Frank Kimmel. He's won the last 5 titles in a row, but believe it or not, he's never won at Daytona. A 6-time ARCA RE/MAX Series champion with over 8,000 laps led, Frank Kimmel has shown time and again he's got the savvy to take his car to the front at every track on the schedule. But while he's amassed 56 career victories, there's still one prize he's yet to claim. To make it even tougher for Frank Kimmel today, he's going to start from the absolute tail end of this field. As you see, it's been a struggle for him here at Daytona. And for more on this story, here's Bob Dillner.
We like to call him King Kimmel, but today Frank Kimmel has to turn in a performance of heroic proportions to come from dead last in this field to challenge to win the race. Here's what happened. This car was late for tech yesterday, so ARCA did not allow him to take time, did not allow him to qualify, so he had to take a champion's provisional. So Frank, the question to you is, how difficult will this be and how will you attack this race?
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't think you have to usually attack Daytona Speedway. I think today I'm going to have to avoid all the stuff that's going to go on. We haven't started this far back at Daytona in a long time, I don't think ever. But the Advanced Auto Parts Sport Taurus has been really good all day in practice. We were fastest in happy hour, 4th or 5th fastest car in practice for qualifying. So hopefully we just take our time, get near the front, and race with those young kids up there.
Frank Kimmel will be one to watch today in this Advanced Auto Parts car. Lindsay?
Bobby Gerhardt is no stranger to this situation. Here he is accepting his 3rd Pork Pole Award in a row here at Daytona. Yes, he doesn't quite know how many fingers to hold up. Bobby has won twice here at Daytona, never though from the poles. So Bobby, I want to know what gives you the confidence that you can do it this time starting up front?
Well, Lindsay, we do know this. You're in a much happier spot if track position wise if you start up front. So you know, we work on making these cars fast to put ourselves in these positions, and hopefully we can put the rest of the stuff together to go to victory lane.
He did it in 99. He did it in 2002. If he's going to do it in 2005, he's going to have to hold off the young guns, one of which is with Don Radebaugh.
In only 5 series starts, Blake Feast has already won twice at Nashville and Talladega. Now from outside front row at Daytona, he's ready to go again, shooting for 3 out of 6. You got the stuff to get the job done, Blake?
Yeah, we got the stuff. Last year I was watching this Ditech.com car with Kyle in it from home, so just glad to be here. Hopefully we'll have the same result today.
All right, remember, Kyle Busch won in this car at Daytona last year. Blake Feast won in this machine at Talladega. In each of those situations, the car started from outside front row, as it will again here today. Ralph.
All right, Don, thanks. You know, it's going to be an interesting thing, but Kenny, we got Frank Kimmel all the way at the back. Would you be too worried about it back there?
You just got to be on your toes in case something happens. But you can start in the middle. I've seen these accidents start in the front row, in the middle, and in the back. Frank knows one thing, that he doesn't have this race. You have to win this race to go to Toledo and get the championship awards.
Let's crank up the engines. Let's head back downstairs.
Driver, start your engine.
Daytona International Speedway. The racing season for the ARCA REMAX Series is about to get underway. Stay with us. Speed Channel's coverage of the ARCA REMAX Series is brought to you by Advance Auto Parts. For the best parts, people, and price, we're ready in advance. And by REMAX, outstanding agents, outstanding results. Oh, there's a good sight. Race cars forming up here on the high banks at Daytona, getting ready to kick off the 2005 ARCA REMAX Series. Let's introduce you to the drivers that will be competing in today's 42nd annual edition here at Daytona, the ARCA REMAX Series. On the pole, Bobby Gerhardt, alongside of another Chevy, Blake Fees in the number 94.
Second row, we had Todd Cleaver and Kyle Krisloff, two of those drivers that we were talking about the Nextel Cup teams putting a lot of stock in.
Third row, we see Joey Miller with Matt Hagan's racing, 20-year-old young gun, ready to rock and roll this season, going to run the full season. Along next to him, look at that, longtime veteran Tim Steele. I talked to Tim before the race. He said, I'm going to win this race here today, so we need to keep an eye on him.
Mike Garrity's got a new crew chief and a new team, and it's paying off. He's starting on the inside of row 4. Keith Mert in the number 19 Chevy right alongside him with a solid 49.4 effort.
Rounding out the top 10, we have a Coach Gibbs car with J.J. Yaley in it and Walt Brannon starting 10th in his Dodge.
There we look starting next to him, behind him, Billy the Venturini with his dad. Been around this series an awful long time veteran. New crew chief on that car, Troy Silberg. He said, man, we got it together this year. He said, I feel real excited. The car tested really well. Next to him, Larry Foyt. Greg Connor's the crew chief on that car. Greg said, Larry called me 2 weeks ago and said, hey, let's throw this thing together. Let's go down to Daytona. Got one of my old Cup cars. He said, we get a Joey Arrington motor, and guess what? The effort's paid off. Great qualifying run for him today.
We'll start moving a little bit quicker through the field, and as you look at the rest of these names, guys, let me get a couple of last-minute thoughts from you. Kenny, you're starting to see the temperatures come up in the car. You're starting to warm up. What are you thinking about as a driver now as you get ready to kick off your first race of the season?
Well, one thing you're noticing as they follow the pace car off turn 4 is that sun is brutal coming off turn 4. That's one of the things you'll notice here until that sun goes down a little bit later after we get into part of this race. That's a fairly blind spot. But you're just you just got all your adrenaline going and thinking this is what you've been working for all winter. This has been what you waited for, and now you're finally going to get to go racing.
Yep, and I tell you, again, you got to be patiently aggressive. Got a lot of good race cars out there here today, so you have to use your head. You have to be there at the end, but guess what? You got to stay in the draft here at Daytona. It's so important to stay in the draft here at Daytona, and it's something that you have to do, but you have to be patiently aggressive.
And some cars already visiting pit road, including Frank Kimmel. Look like they're just topping him off a little bit. The 6s visited down there too, and Justin Ashburn. And it looks like the 64 has some issues as well, as that car of Matt Hagan's has made a quick stop as well.
Well, Frank Kimmel come in, guys. As you know, you can probably agree with me, he has nothing to lose. He's starting on the back of the pack. He's packing that fuel cell full of fuel. They made 1 or 2 laps around this 2.5-mile super speedway, and it does take fuel to get around here. So if they go along green, guess what? Frank will possibly be able to lap the field. And then if a caution comes out, it could play to his benefit.